What? Shinx isn't on the first route? You're telling me I can't just box my starter and use God right off the bat? I actually have to try this time? Game Freak, y'all are really testing your luck! Alright, so what is going on, y'all? Solo here and welcome back to my story mode. So in the previous video, we talked about everything that we know so far about Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. Now, I do have a lot more to talk about regarding these new games. However, I do want to talk about the little fun things here and there, and one of those fun things is just my hopes and wishes for the starters. As of right now, frankly, it is a little premature to actually pick out our starters given the fact that we don't know what the final evolutions look like, because frankly, that's what's gonna change this entire debate. I could argue until I'm blue in the face that Sprigatito is the cutest thing on planet Earth, I will protect it with my life, and that I'm picking it day one. However, if its final evolution is Dog Doodoo, I will switch over to Fuecoco or Quaxly in a heartbeat. I don't care. But I figured, hey, since we're in the dark and we're gonna be in the dark for a while, why not just go ahead and throw out all my hopes and wishes now so that when we get everything down the line, we can make comparisons and see what came true and what didn't. Sound good to you? Because it definitely sounds good to me. So why don't we start talking about some of my hopes and wishes regarding the starter Pokemon for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. First, we're going to talk about little baby Sprigatito. As per usual, we always have to have our 2 starters on 2 feet and our 1 starter on all 4s, and Sprigatito is our grass cat on all 4s. Now, my first wish is a very obvious one. I'm sure anybody and their mother could have seen this coming from 30 miles away, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it anyway, because we're all thinking it. Game Freak, for the love of Shinx, do not make this Pokemon stand up. I am literally begging you. 9 times out of 10, when you guys make a cat Pokemon stand up, it does not turn out well. Exhibit A being Purloin. Do y'all remember when we first got introduced to that Pokemon in Gen 5 and it actually looked like a really graceful, sneaky cat? It looked good. I didn't use it, but I didn't mind Purloin. And then, for some reason, in its 3D model, they decided to stand it up. I will never, ever go near this Pokemon ever again, I promise. That's not even worst of the offenses. I only brought up Purloin because we all knew we were gonna come to this next one eventually. Exhibit B is literally Litten. I was like, wow, that is a really awesome fire cat Pokemon. I kinda mess with that, I might pick it up on my first playthrough of Pokemon Sun and Moon. And then I saw his final evolution, and I wasted absolutely no time immediately picking Rowlet the moment the game came out. It is debatably one of the most tragic evolution lines in Pokemon history. Or at the very least, in the opinion of me and quite a few others. So Game Freak, unless you have some absolute demonic final evolution for this cat, do not put it on 2 legs. I will lose my mind. And this is not me just assuming that the evolution is going to be bad. It could be awesome, it could be great, but usually it goes wrong. So, you know, don't do it if it's not gonna look good. Don't just throw it out there, make something nice. That's all I'm asking. Anyhow, besides design, the typing that I would probably like to see would be either Grass Fairy or maybe Grass Steel. So far, both of those typings are pretty rare and very much unheard of, especially for a starter, so that's definitely something I'd like to see personally. Moving on here, why don't we talk about Fuecoco for a second. Now, funny enough, I've also seen a lot of mixed reception on this Pokemon, but mostly whether or not he's an apple or a chili. He's a crocodile, and he's adorable, so why don't we leave it at that? Now, originally, this Pokemon was my last choice amongst the 3. However, I'm no longer sure that's really the case because his design has really grown on me. Since it's been a while since we've got anything gator or crocodile-esque, it's about time we got a new one, and a fire-type one at that? That is something unique. Frankly, as long as they take care of the final evolution for this one, I don't care if it kept its fire typing all the way through. I just want to see that design for a fire crocodile. That sounds heat, literally. However though, because of bare bones typing for a Pokemon is kind of boring nowadays, I think that we should probably pick out a unique typing. This is probably gonna sound crazy, and frankly, even I'm on the fence about this one, but I'm picking it simply because it would probably be the most unique, but a fire dragon typing. Now, I know a dragon typing sounds absolutely insane for a starter Pokemon, but think about it. We have never had dragon typing anything on a starter Pokemon. The only one we haven't seen besides that is like Bug or Ice. Also, for some reason, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure that Reshiram is the only Pokemon in history with fire dragon typing. Why? That typing is too rare, and I think it would be really cool to see that. Oh, and I can hear some of you click-clacking trying to argue with me about design. Yeah, I know it's a crocodile, but guess what? Garchomp is a land shark. That should be like water ground or something. Why is it a dragon type? Anyway, I would like to see that. However, if we're going with a safety pick for something more realistic, I would also be very okay with Fire Electric. That is also not something we see often, at all. That thing could be a physical or a special monster. Could you imagine having a fire-punching, thunder-punching crocodile, bro? That would be so sick. Tell me that wouldn't be sick. Anyway, let's finally talk about Quaxly. Now, Quaxly here, without a doubt, definitely has the most simple design of the 3 starters so far. And yet he gets memed on the hardest because he either looks like a JoJo character or he looks like Donald Duck, specifically from Kingdom Hearts. Either way, I enjoy looking at it, and I would definitely consider picking it as my starter for this generation. Albeit, while they are pretty short, I think this is the first time that we've actually had the base form of a starter Pokemon with full-blown wings. I mean, Rowlet does count, he is an owl, but this is a straight-up duck. Now, I fully expect it to keep its water typing, but I'm not entirely sure what its other typing could be that would make it extremely unique. Now, don't get me wrong, I would totally be unopposed to a water flying type as our starter. However, in the grand scheme of things, I feel like that's kind of boring. Oh, a duck Pokemon? Water flying, it's gonna get big wings? Dude, come on. That probably took less than 5 minutes to think about. Now, if I'm making a wish here, honestly, I think it would be really tight if we had a water psychic type. I know we have a couple of those already, but psychic type is absolutely a super rare thing to have for a starter Pokemon. We haven't had a psychic type since the Fennekin line, and the Fennekin line was absolutely tragic. I feel like this Pokemon has the potential to do that extra psychic typing so much more justice. Overall, I just think that it would be a much more unique typing, especially for a duck-like Pokemon, considering the fact that we already have a water-flying duck from 5th gen, Swanna. You remember that line? Yeah? We have that already, so even though this would just be a generally better Pokemon because it's a starter, I think it'd be more fun to play around with a typing that's just a little bit harder to obtain. Don't you agree? So anyway, that just about does it for the Pokemon themselves. Now, I do have one final request. If for some reason we do end up getting a brand new gimmick for this Pokemon game, could you do us a favor and allow these Pokemon to actually be the test run for those gimmicks? Now, just to explain myself a little bit better, I always thought that it was kind of weird that our starter Pokemon usually didn't get the benefit of the gimmick until way later or not at all. When we first got Mega Evolutions, our regular starters could not Mega Evolve at all. When we got Gigantamaxing, we weren't able to Gigantamax our starter Pokemon until we got the DLC a year later. Z-moves were pretty cool, and we did get those on the starters, but I think the transformations are cooler. Anyhow, just generally speaking, I feel like no matter what, a lot more people will be less likely to box their starters if they know that they have an ultimate something to look forward to. I mean, granted, it is very possible that we'll just get strong and agile style moves back, or maybe we won't get a gimmick at all, and that's totally fine. However, if we do get some kind of gimmick, I don't think that these Pokemon should be excluded from that. But hey, that's just my take on it. Maybe these Pokemon will end up so ugly when they get their final evolutions that the gimmick won't even be worth it. But I guess we'll just play it by ear and see, won't we? But anyhow, that just about does it for all of my hopes and wishes regarding the upcoming starter Pokemon in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Right now, my hopes are still set on Sprigatito, but that may change down the line. Let's see what their final Evos look like. But with that, I'm gonna go ahead and pass the mic to y'all. What do you guys think? Do you like the starters? Do you hate them? Do you think that they have potential? Are you just gonna box your starter no matter what they look like? Let me know everything in the comment section below, because you know for a fact that I am always down there with you guys. But with that, I'ma skedaddle on out of here. I'd like to thank you guys ever so much for watching. I truly do hope you enjoyed. Do me the greatest favor, dropping a like and a comment, and consider subscribing if you haven't already. And with that, I'm out. Thanks again, hope you enjoyed, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Do me the greatest favor of taking good ass care, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!